Okay, big round of applause. Welcome.
For me?
Welcome. Applaud for.
I'm fresh off the plane.
I can tell you. We're going to tell the audience that. They just tuned in. They said, "What? Well, this is the
Why
radio."
She looks so tired.
Let me see how you look. Actually, you look the best that I've seen you look.
Thank you.
Not
Ever?
true. No, it's not true at all. But.
What's the best you've ever seen?
No, you actually have color.
Yeah, I got some color, right? Look at my tan.
Yeah, you actually look alive.
Yeah.
This is what this country does. Look at how gray I look. This Britain just.
And I have a little sunburn.
Though I would say I look pretty good. What'd you say?
I knew we'd get back to the main point here.
Well, that is the main point. Me, considering I'm marching to death.
You look fine. Yeah, you look good in your march to death.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of color. Were you out in the sun, Lisa Moyle?
Yes, America. In America, yeah. I was in San Francisco, which wasn't warm, and then Tampa, which was.
Yes. That's
29 degrees. No, 28 degrees.
Was that like a holiday? Were you on holiday or something?
Part 1 was work in San Francisco. Part 2 was seeing my family, my mom and one of my brothers who lived.
But they escaped from New York.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Down there, back in the day. That's how you know.
Yeah.
But everybody's moving to New York, even the young people. It used to just be the old people that moved.
You mean
to
to Florida?
To Florida, sorry, yeah.
But yes, there are a lot of businesses there.
Yeah.
A lot of people are leaving as well because weirdos.
What? They're leaving New York because they're weirdos.
Tampa.
They're leaving Tampa.
Well, not Tampa specifically, but I know some people who are nervous about living in Florida now.
Why? Because of the politics there.
That guy's, he's a bit of a loon. One of yours. He's one of your people.
Well, it goes both ways. That's what's happening. It's a total split in the country.
Yeah.
It's a total split, and that's what's going to happen. People are going to move to states that are beneficial to them, and then
young people are where young people are.
And then there'll be a civil war, much like there was in America, and the left will win. Because they've got the globalist agenda.
Glad we're...
I figured it out. We'll discuss it in a second.
Yeah, let's not.
Hold on 1 second.
Someone talking?
Yes.
Apart from us?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Because we have Carnegie in the studio.
Yes. No, I thought there were voices coming from your computer.
Yeah, not my computer. Yeah, it makes it the whole.
Maybe you're chipped. Maybe you've been secretly microchipped.
Do you know what? I don't believe.
Control.
That's what women do.
Yeah.
That's what women do, basically.
We don't need chips.
We don't need chips. You're sitting around there looking and staring and judging and just crushing the will like Harry and Meghan, like what Meghan did to Harry.
Oh God, you're so boring.
Yeah.
Predictable.
It is predictable, but it's totally true.
Anyway.
It's totally.
I'm not interested in your version of the truth.
Oh, you know what? You are like horrible, Lisa Moyle.
I am.
Anyway, so this is Nunhead American Radio with me, Lewis Schaffer, and I should say, and Lisa Moyle too. Maybe change the name just to
make it exciting.
Make it. But, I mean, you don't want to take any responsibility for this. I mean, you in a weird way, a very feminist way, you take.
I take feminist responsibility.
Yeah, it's not overt, but you show up every week, except for last week.
I was away.
For 14 years, but you're not committed. This is not your show.
I thought that's a very male perspective.
No, well, it's when a man says.
Am I the man in this radio show? Am I occupying the more masculine role?
No.
Apart from your overt misogyny, obviously.
No, you're coming along for the ride.
I'm riding that misogynistic wave?
No, not the idea.
Because you weren't a misogynist in the early years. There was only one woman you were angry at in the early years.
And now I realize that they're all the same.
Now you just spread it out to all
women.
They're all
the same. Even the women that I love, I'm angry at. Even the women that I love,
Which women are those?
You.
Woman.
My
Friend Rose?
Yes. I'm totally angry at her.
Blanche.
Totally.
Blanche?
I like Blanche, but I'm angry at her constantly.
Because she doesn't do enough for you?
Yeah, I have to fire her every week. Every week she does.
What role is she being fired from?
Well, she did a good job at the at the show that we did.
Okay, last week. Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Heard it was good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
But you gave her a satisfactory mark for her performance.
Well, we only had 50 people in the audience and 35 paid
and you weren't responsible for any of that.
Oh, I was like 90% responsible, but she wasn't responsible. She did do as much as she
didn't cover enough of your 90% of responsibility.
Basically, she should have seen that I wasn't doing anything, and I did.
Yeah, plenty of notice for that one too.
I know. I just couldn't make a decision. I couldn't get a guess. I just felt, and I didn't know.
I thought you had someone you really like on there. Who was that?
We had Simon Brodkin.
Oh yeah, I thought you really liked him.
Who is amazing, but I think he was angry at me because I think I told him he was going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't remember how much money I actually said, but he got paid much less, and I think he was a bit disappointed in the whole thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
Localized comedy is probably not going to be, a gold mine.
Well, it's not going to be
This
a gold
is Nunhead.
mine. I don't know what I thought. I was thinking. I said the room had 100 people, and you multiply
when we did
it.
the one with Harry Hill there, that had over 100 people.
Well, Simon Brodke is not Harry Hill, but someday he might be.
Someday he might be.
He's
He'll
the
be back.
He's the bravest comedian.
And we had a lot for, Reg Hunter. We had a lot of people too.
And we had a lot for Reg Hunter. So maybe we'll have other ones.
Maybe Simon wasn't as well known in this particular neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't think he's as well known among older Lewis Schaffer's friends, but among younger people.
Were any familiar faces there?
Yes, Kathy. My Kathy with the 7 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? Who else was there? There were lots of other people.
Did American Becky come?
Becky didn't come.
Shame on you.
There were lots of other people. Laura Synthesis was
good.
there. She was looking good.
Oh.
She's really picked up a notch.
She's lifted her game?
I think so. I'm not going to say why, but
Okay.
I think she has. Anyway, so you get freed from one man and the whole world opens up to you. That's what happened to Lisa Moyle.
Well, the world opened up to me.
The world opened up. And Lisa Moyle. Anyway,
don't go there.
Don't go. I'm not going there. And anyway, this is the only radio show for Americans living in Nunhead, which happens to be basically me.
Where you live?
Me. In Nunhead, Southeast London. We don't care about the other people. And Lisa Moyle basically is almost... I don't even know where you live. Where do you live anymore? I'm not going to... Don't tell me.
No, I don't want to tell you. I feel quite comfortable you not knowing where I live.
It's a bit scary, really.
Like, what if I passed out on your floor? You wouldn't know where to take me. Back to my house. That was the right answer to that question.
I wouldn't know where to take you because you wouldn't know where you lived. You'd be moving in here and I'd start hating you even more.
And then you'd become my carer.
I don't think Lewis Schaffer's a carer.
Will you change my adult diapers for me one day?
No, I try to adult potty train you. I try to figure a way out. Anyway.
You would.
So this is for people who are listening. This is Monday. If you hear the glass, that's the glass of.
That's me sipping tea.
That's you sipping tea. Green. How does it taste? Green tea, peppermint tea. Mix.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just very, very tired because I had an overnight flight, landed, and came over here. So yeah,
right.
I'm feeling a little loopy.
So today is Monday. You're feeling tired, but the overnight flights always seem like a good idea.
They are.
Why?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I always think it's easier coming back this way than it is going to the U.S.
Why? You never sleep, or did you take a sleeping pill, which we don't recommend? I'm not a doctor.
No, I had a glass of wine instead, and I did sleep for a couple hours. I think because it's easier to extend your day, which is what you're doing when you come here, like you're trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
Whereas going the other way, you kind of have to try and shorten your day, but then you still end up waking up at
What's the other way? The other way is you have to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah.
Right, to take a 7 o'clock flight that gets in at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So basically your day is destroyed.
Yeah, I like coming this way. Because then you've got, you can kind of keep yourself awake by running around doing stuff, unpacking, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it just feels a little bit easier, but it doesn't mean that I'm not a bit tired.
Yes, okay. So today is, so remember, this is the 12th of December, 2022. This is our last show of the year. We're repeated.
It is?
Yes, we're repeated.
I didn't realize that we're finishing so early this year.
I think so, because Monday is the 17th, and I think their season closes.
Oh, okay.
On the 17th. I'm not 100%.
You better double check that.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
And so let's just say this is the last show of the year. Make people appreciate it even more.
Yeah. Let's build up some tension.
Now, in the past, we focused on Nunhead quite a bit, or focused on celebrity guests.
Mm-hmm.
But now this is just our chance to spend more time with each other.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, it's a goal. I'm playing a goal, because I think it makes good radio. This friction that we have.
Do we have friction?
I hate you.
True, and I dislike much of what you stand for.
I think
and believe in.
Yes, you do.
I wouldn't say hate you. I'm repulsed by certain aspects of your belief system.
That's why I hate you. That's why I hate you.
But the other things I like.
Yeah, I do. I like those things.
You've got some nice bits about you.
Right, but at the same time, your ideology is so abhorrent to me.
Oh my God, yeah. You
repulse
me.
How are we going to handle?
But look, we get along.
No, we don't. I don't think we do.
We don't really get along that way.
We get along on the radio occasionally.
Sometimes we go out and
Yeah, it's a long time we've been together, but not that much together. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, we keep it generally for the past however many years. We've kept it to roughly 60 minutes a week.
Yeah, plus hanging out afterwards.
We used to have a little drive time. That's true. Yeah, so
yeah,
we have like a daily
drink.
One evening a week we hung out together. We did a little radio and then we hung out.
Yeah, and then other times. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, sometimes we have.
I mean, it's built. It's accreted into something.
Ah,
it's
accreted.
Accreted, as opposed to eroded, or what's the other word?
Oh, okay. That's a new word for me.
I think I don't think I've used it correctly. It's
grown.
It's grown gradually, like sand depositing on the beach. You don't see that it's a lot of sand.
And then suddenly we're like a little sand pile.
Yes, there's a long way to the water.
Okay. You and I have a long way to go to the water.
Of course, that doesn't happen anymore because of climate change.
You don't believe in climate change?
I do not believe, and I said it on the radio. I don't believe in climate change. Well, you're away.
Which radio? This one?
No, on the TV, on the TV show that I was on.
If it's the TV show I'm thinking of, you probably were applauded.
No, no. They were like in a state of shock. They were in a state.
Are we talking about the TV show that you're often on?
The Free Speech Nation. The people didn't.
That very much surprises me.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me, but now
I would have thought you had been preaching to your choir there.
Everyone is coming out of the closet in terms of being anti-climate change. Who's
come out of the closet?
I can just tell.
So what you're saying is, in times of economic stress, like we're in now, people deprioritize climate issues.
They're beginning.
Is that what you're saying?
No,
so they're not really coming out of the closet. You feel like they're under pressure.
No.
So now they want coal mines.
That's an interesting thing. They're saying, well, how bad is a coal mine compared to how bad is it for us to freeze to death? So they are thinking that. Yes, you are right. On the other hand, they're also, because people are evaluating that, they're suddenly seeing both sides of the story. Okay? You might say there is not both.
I've not seen any evidence of this, but okay.
Well, I think I do, because I feel like I can say it freely. I can say I'm a climate change.
Yeah, but you were on GBNews. You can say that kind of stuff. Because they don't believe in science.
Even then, it was a bit of something. I said on the TV, I don't believe in climate change. I think the royal family is evil, and I'm against the monarchy. And
Since when? Is that new?
Is that the monarchy? No, I'm an American. I'm always against the monarchy.
Huh. Interesting.
I've always been against the monarchy.
I did not know
and the most conservatives in America are against the monarchy. You don't think about it that much because you're there, and you know. And I said, if the NHS goes on strike, people's lives will be saved. I believe that. So whatever it is, okay.
As you're working your way towards the most hated man in Britain, perhaps even Europe more widely.
You know what? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm getting a little bit
afraid of. I think you're embracing it.
I'm embracing it because I'm just figuring if they want to hate me, at least hate me for something. But Rose says that I don't believe any of this stuff. So
she says you don't believe it, or you just say it.
She says I became this way since I got the jobs at GBNews.
Oh, you become like a more exaggerated version of yourself.
No, she says.
Or a new version.
I've become. People have said to me. They've said to me, I thought you were.
Because you spend a lot of time lobbying for green spaces, for example.
Right.
But just because you like the way they look.
And I also like history too. I had a very interesting thought, Lisa Moyle. I thought that, because I'm trying to figure out how the world is divided, the left and the right. Okay, what makes the left, the right, the right? This is what I believe, because I used to be a left person back in the day. Okay, and I think the left believe that things are on a course to get better. They're in an ascending. The world is getting better, but at the moment there are people who are trying to stop that, to go backwards. That progressive. Right. So the left are progressive. Right. So they think the world is going to get better and better and better, unless there are evil forces, which they would say are the right. The right are thinking the world is getting worse and worse. Okay, and that's why we have to.
Go back to the way life was in the 1950s.
We've got to go, right.
I think that's a pretty accurate assessment.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Another time. You are amazing, Lisa
I agreed
Moyle.
with you once last time I was here. I can't remember what it was.
I know. So I'm thinking, I used to be left because I thought the world was getting better and better.
Oh, so you're cranky now.
It could, you hate to say it, it could be just.
Yeah, but I think I don't think that's it. I mean, I would understand grumpy old man. I get that.
Yeah.
But I think you don't like the way the world is going. You don't like that progressive move because it challenges the structures of power that were familiar to you, and that makes you feel unsettled, a bit like, Republicans. And you want to grab everyone by the ankles and go, no, the white man's in charge.
I don't say that.
You can't have any of my power.
No, it's not that the white man is in charge. I am inherently against change.
True.
Okay? And so that's a conservative small c. Mm-hmm. So whether the white man's in power, it doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
It might matter a little bit. But I never thought of myself as being white when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, so I wasn't like, a
male of a certain type in power. He headed the household, he headed the corporation, he headed the government.
Yeah.
And that's what's familiar to you. And I think a lot of your brethren of that type. And they don't like to see these changes. Like, what on earth would grown men be so unsettled by people choosing their pronouns? It's a relatively small thing in the scheme of man, yet they find it so unsettling because it just challenges what they think the world should look like and has looked like in the past.
Okay, I'll say why it unsettles. Because it is a denial of truth. Okay?
It's not a denial.
Like, what is
gender is a social construct, just like race, just like ethnicity.
No, that is not. They're not talking about gender. They're talking about sex. They're saying, what is the difference between a man and a woman? Okay.
But there's always a gradient in between man and woman. There's always different.
It's quite.
Combos.
It's quite binary. I mean, there are some.
It's not. It's actually not as binary
are
as
there
you think.
Are there
but
some
even
men?
from a social construct perspective, why do you care? Like, why are certain types of people so upset that somebody wants to be called they, them? Why is that so upsetting to you?
I'm going to say why.
It's like a relatively small thing.
It isn't that major to me.
It's just people
that major to me.
Demonstrating some kind of choice or control over their identity. Why do you care?
Because identity is like what I just said before, which I thought was a joke, which is what's the difference between men and women? Mm-hmm. Women call themselves
about 50,000 pounds a year.
Women call themselves. That is not true. That's another thing that's a myth. Oh my God, Lisa, you can't keep on bringing these things up to confuse me.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry for bringing facts.
Do you like my shirt? People on the radio
can't
say.
It looks good.
It looks
it's
really good.
It's a nice fit on you.
It does it really? Because I was afraid. I was afraid it wasn't.
Sometimes you go a little too loose.
And I had to go loose because I was a fat, bloated piece of garbage. Anyway.
No, you're just a piece of garbage.
Now I'm just a piece of garbage. So I'm Lewis Schaffer, an American and New Yorker. So let's go over my health situation.
Oh yeah, my God, 2 weeks. I've not heard anything about your health.
Which is I've gotten Blanche gave me her uric acid tester to test my uric acid.
I'm not even going to ask why Blanche has one of those, but go for it.
Because she came to my flat. I tested her uric acid level on my machine, and it was very, very high.
Is that bad?
It is really bad.
What does that mean?
Well, this is the interesting thing about it. People who are listening to this might benefit from this. Remember how I discovered glucose testing?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But I think everyone who knows you knows that. Yeah.
Yes, and that really helped me evaluate what was going inside. It made me evaluate why people are sick, why they're not sick, etc. Mm-hmm. The thing that is untested, which is the corollary of glucose, is fructose and uric acid. So glucose ties into insulin, right? And high insulin levels are very bad. You need some insulin, and you need a little bit of glucose. You don't have to eat it, but you need it in your body. But too much is bad. And what happens is when you eat sugar, it has a certain amount of fructose.
Can we just get to the uric acid bit?
Okay, thank you very much for stopping me. Is that
what does it mean?
What does it mean? Uric acid creates stones, urate crystals, they're called. And they create stones in the body that causes half of the damage, practically. And one of the things that it causes is gout.
Right.
And gout is a flare-up in your big toe.
I hear it's very painful.
I have heard that it's a 10 on a scale of 0 to 10, like more than pregnancy. This is what
I'm sure one of your male friends said that.
No, this is what the women say. They say it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
anyway, it's so bad you can't even put like your sheet on it, like a single sheet, without it killing.
Right.
And so what happened?
Let's make it a fast story.
Can you? I should make it a fast.
So it's bad.
It's really
It
bad.
leads to body damage.
And it's
Is
indicative.
it a reflection of diet?
It's a reflection of diet. It comes from three
or
ways.
Or is it like a pointer to something else?
No, it's a reflection of diet, and over the years it builds up till you have a flare, a gout attack. You don't even know
Has she had a gout attack?
Who has a gout attack?
Bench.
No, she didn't.
This was just some random testing.
Just a random test. So she took the test and she went home and she found out that it was wrong. No, she found out that I was wrong, that my machine was wrong.
Right. So she got her own machine.
So she got her own machine, and then she gave me her new machine. So I got the new machine, which tested.
So everyone's testing their Wii when they come over here.
Well,
party!
Exactly. No, it's blood. It's an actual blood test.
Right.
Would you like to have a test?
You're not going near my uric
acid? Should we do a stop and I'll test your thing?
No, thank you.
Anyway, so I was tested for uric acid, and I'm very high without being in the red zone, close to the red zone. And considering I've been eating a proper diet, what I thought was a proper diet for a very long time, I was quite surprised. Then I'm walking down the street yesterday, 2 days ago, and my feet are killing me. Killing me.
Was it the cold?
Well, cold is a factor. Cold actually is the thing that brings it out. So you have to have, it's a combination of increasing your diet of things you should not be eating.
But you don't do that.
Well, I did. So for a day that I ate salami, I ate bacon, and I had sausages and cashews.
I thought you eat that kind of stuff all the time.
Well, I was eating a little bit less of it, but I had a lot of it. And I have been eating a lot. So
that's where the story ends.
And my toes were cold. And so I said, you know what, I can't have any of that stuff. And it went from 520 down to 209, which is quite a low.
I'm very happy for your uric acid.
Oh my God. Thank you for trying to stop me, Lisa. How boring was this on a scale of 0 to boring?
I mean, you could get there a little bit quicker, for sure.
Yeah, because
so this is your house, so we've got your uric acid under control over the past
I think
2
it
weeks.
is, and I think if that works, that's going to...
And you're going to live longer.
And I'm going to live longer. And I hope it'll lower my... If you're listening out there, according to Dr. Lewis, which I'm not a doctor...
No, this is not advice in any shape or form.
Yeah. So I say the key is to if you control your uric acid, your blood pressure will go down.
You must be so much fun at a party.
Do
you make people wander away?
No. Do you want to know something, Lisa Moyle? It's the opposite, because everyone's concerned about their health, and everybody's got problems. You don't, because you never tell me anything.
That's true.
But you have problems.
I have problems.
Yeah. You have aches and pains and itches and growths and all sorts of stuff and flakiness and girly, disgusting stuff, right?
Sure, yeah.
Bleeding gums, who knows what you have.
Thank you for the roundup.
Okay. All right.
This is fun. I thought we were talking about your march to death, not mine.
Well, we don't have much of a show here. We'll continue to talk about this.
What about your schedule? Have you been working?
Well, I have been working.
Where have you been apart from GBNews?
Well, apart from GBNews, I've been over at Angela's doing some stuff for Angela.
Oh, okay. So antiques.
Antiques. I screamed at Angela because she was like.
You screamed today.
Yeah, I forgot that she wasn't my,
You were trying to boss her around.
I wasn't trying to boss her around.
You were giving her unwelcome advice.
It was like, yeah, of course it was. It was like, do it this way, like a normal person would speak to each other, like you would speak to me. And she got a bit upset at that, so I want to apologize.
Did she fire you?
She didn't fire me. No,
Did she say don't come back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she needs me. She needs me at the moment.
So you got a new job, basically.
Not a new job. I go in occasionally. I go in occasionally.
It's like any job you've ever had.
Like sometimes she's there, and it's like,
Right. Just have me come here when you're not here.
I don't want to say that. I think her there a couple of hours is a real joy. But her sitting there.
That's how you feel about most relationships, to be fair.
Yeah.
A couple hours you top out.
It's not in any way a negative thing towards Angela. Angela is just delightful, really. I'm quite.
So you're doing a little bit of that.
A little bit of that.
TV.
I'm doing headliners.
Anything mainstream. Any mainstream programming for you?
No, because I'm going to the Alexandra Palace to compare a show.
Oh, that's big time for you.
Of the Conspiracy Cultists Club.
Is this true?
That's not what it's called, but that's basically what it is.
Is this like one of your men's groups?
It's Conspiracy Cultists.
Is that what it's called?
No.
Are we allowed to know what it's called? What if someone wants to buy a ticket? Or you have to be in the club to get offered?
I don't know now.
Are you allowed to advertise it? Or do conspiracy Conspiracy cultists not like advertising? Are they trying to fly under the radar?
Yeah, basically.
How many of them are there?
Well, there were 50 there the other day. It was quite a nice turnout.
And they're going to fill Alexandra Palace?
It's in the area around Alexandra Palace.
Oh, I thought you meant in Alexandra Palace.
No, it's in the area.
Oh, right. So they're hosting a little shindig up there, and you're their go-to guy.
I've done 2 of them already.
Oh, do they pay you?
I've done 1 of them. Yeah, they pay me.
Or do they just pay you in inside information?
It's the most pleasant gig that I've done because my belief system is so closely aligned to
Yeah, oh my God. Remind me never to wander into that room.
Yeah. I mean,
do you meet actual women there as well? Are there women?
Yes. And they're very pleasant. They're not like you, all judgment and leftist and trying to destroy men in this world and families and the whole country with your ever progress. There's no such thing as ever progress. Mm-hmm. You got to fight for progress.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that a call to arms?
I hate to say it. Things are bad. Things are really bad. There's a lot of hostility out there. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about it, but you can see what's happening on Twitter. Is now people are stopping using Twitter.
Yeah, because it's so unpleasant to be there.
Well, I think because at one time
there's no joy there.
No, because at one time there was no questioning the narrative.
That's not true. There's always been questioning.
No, there has not been. Everybody.
Just because you censor people or prevent them from saying things that are demonstrably untrue or spreading misinformation.
Yeah, like the lockdowns, the lockdowns killed people, or that vaccines might cause. All those people were kicked off, or any kind of thing that possibly questions the climate change narrative. Because you don't even realize it, because none of your people have been kicked off.
I think plenty of people have been kicked off.
Name one person who's been kicked off.
And it's hard to be, it's hard to be permanently banned
on
Twitter.
That is totally not true. And you probably haven't even followed the Twitter thing.
Yeah, I have, and it's all garbage. And it showed that, like, for example, revenge porn is illegal in how many states? Like 30-something states?
I'm against revenge porn. That has nothing to do with Lisa. You know what? I was so looking forward to having you here.
I know. I just thought it was such a joke.
Okay. So
but I try to avoid Twitter as much as possible now. I literally will put the odd work post, and then the rest of it's just garbage.
Can I make a prediction?
I can find garbage elsewhere.
Oh, we're running out of time. Just for this section. And let me just say this because both beautiful Laura Synthesis and Shawnee Sean have. We can argue this for the second half. Okay.
But I'd rather not talk about Twitter because I just think it's such a.
We don't have time to talk about why we're not talking about. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to do the second half a little bit shorter because I actually.
Okay. How come you can't come? We can't come on time. So Shawnee Sean said. Was
he at the show?
No, he listened to last week's show.
Was I here?
Or the week before.
Oh, okay.
The hostess with the mostest, Lisa, and beast with the yeast infection, Lewis.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. I've been loving the Nunhead American Radio show these past few weeks. Video show these past few weeks. Good to see Lisa hasn't aged a bit.
Oh my God,
since Beat the Bounds. How many years ago was that?
That was ages ago.
That was like 8 years ago.
You must have a good filter on this.
Okay. And that fame on GBNews has gone. To Lewis's head.
Yeah.
He keeps playing with his hair. The last time I was here, remember I was playing with my hair. I played with my son now.
You like your hair. I think you like your hair. You're letting it grow a little. I like it.
I am, yeah. Rose doesn't like it. Oh. I've pointed out he'll do it all the more. Okay? All the more. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Double X. Okay. Hanukkah. Right. So there you go. Big round of applause. And what did oh yeah, did we just stop the thing? What did you just do?
No, it just looked dark, so I thought maybe, when it goes into rest.
Okay, so we got to. Hey, that's been our show. I want to thank. We're going to take a break now. We're not taking a break, but we're going to go to the video. You can see us on the video on YouTube at Nunhead American Radio or Lewis Schaffer. I don't know which one it is. You can Google it. I want to thank Laura Synthesis And I want to thank the relatives and Ed Baxter and Peter and Neil McLennan, Steve Barrett, everybody else. Okay, this has been our best show ever. Don't go anywhere if you're watching on video. But I'll see you on the video.
You'll get an extra 10 minutes.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Okay, so.
All right. Why did the thing go? Oh, you know what happened. The reason it's light is because it's got to be it's dark. It's got to be plugged into the thing. Okay, now this section we have to figure out how to keep the energy going. All right. Now, so I think Sean, somebody said that you were sitting behind me.
Oh, that's just how you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very symbolic.
But it looks like you're behind me.
Yeah, it
Lisa.
does. The thing is the angle of the laptop. Whoops.
It should be that way, yeah.
Is that the angle? I don't know. No, now I'm more behind you.
You're more behind.
I mean, I actually am a few inches maybe behind you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but even then, you look like...
Who said that? Did you say that's how I
maybe
like...
Shawnee.
That's how I like
that.
my women?
No, I don't like that behind.
Walking behind? Head bowed?
Yeah, that's the way it should be, really. That's what I've realized. I've realized there's no...
You're a traditional guy.
I'm not a traditional guy.
You
I believe
are
in
a traditional. You're untraditionally traditional.
I would say that I'm one of the least traditional people that I know in terms of relationships with women and respecting women and listening to women and taking money from women.
Meaning that you don't.
Taking money from women.
No, yes.
No, I do. I'm not embarrassed about borrowing money and
No,
taking
you're
money.
not. You're not embarrassed about being the lower wage earner. That's for sure.
And I wasn't embarrassed about taking care of the kids.
No.
Okay.
No, you made it your own.
I made it my own. I didn't feel like, ooh, but I realized how women are. Is they hate that. Mm-hmm. They want a man who's going to be a man mm-hmm. in their mind, which is make more money.
Mm-hmm. Make more money.
They want the women to make all the money in the world.
They want the men to make all the money in the world.
No, women want to make all the money in the world. They just want men to make just slightly more than they do. So they can be proud of their man. And that's like what happened with Kim Kardashian.
I thought he made a lot of money.
He did, but she wasn't proud of him.
Because he's totally unhinged.
He went unhinged.
Oh, he went unhinged.
Yeah. She didn't marry him. He was unhinged. I don't remember him being unhinged.
Yeah, but mental health isn't like, oh, you're saying, then you get married, then you go crazy.
Yeah,
it's not that kind of causality.
But you, Lisa Moyle, you believe that mental illness is an illness. You believe
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert in mental illness and all the different things that cause
it. It should be covered by your health care. It should be treated by a doctor.
Absolutely.
So why did she leave him when he was sick?
Huh? Because he was unbearable?
Yeah, but so what? So
no,
what?
I know what you're saying.
When your dog becomes unbearable, are you going to put him to death? Oh, yeah, I forgot that's what dog owners do.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, and you love him to death, but you're going to...
I do.
Yeah.
But oof, he starts, becoming incontinent, he's out.
Yeah, that's what women do.
Just like my men.
Women, exactly. But, so what were we talking about that was of interest? And how are we going to, how did this show go? It went so fast. It goes so fast.
Yeah, it goes so fast. And you spend a little bit too much time talking about uric acid, just as an FYI.
An FYI, okay.
I mean, I'm sure the women in your life have told you things like that in the past.
Do you know what it is? I'm just so interested in it.
Mm-hmm. You're so interested in uric acid.
It's amazing.
Have you ever thought maybe you should go back and study medicine?
No. Because I don't have the temperament for studying medicine.
Mm-hmm. You don't really have much the temperament for studying anything.
Which is ironic. I do
Given
eventually.
Given the fact that you spend so much time in like the corners of the internet that you enjoy.
That's studying something.
Yes,
I'm studying.
it is, yeah.
But when you're forced to study something, I don't think I would do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, it's like, it's time wasting. I'm wasting my time. Mm-hmm. Basically. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm wasting it. I call it work avoidance work. Okay?
Creative procrastination.
Yeah, like you're doing something that could help with something, but not directly helping with something. Like when I used to work at when I worked at the magazine, and when I got there, I was given a list of names of the people who were on our mailing list. And instead of me calling people up and making sales calls, I just went over the mailing list just all I did was say, are you meant to get this magazine? Are you a decision maker? Is this person still alive? Should we cut this person out?
Yeah, so you were cleaning up the data.
I was cleaning up the data, and in the process of cleaning up the data, it was making hundreds of sales calls.
Right.
Without them realizing it.
So you were a good salesperson.
I can be a very good salesperson when I focus on it. I can be. I mean, I organized that tour of 50, 60 dates. Remember when I was on tour?
Yeah. Why don't you do that again?
I should do it because I'm like proper funny now.
Are you? Since when? Like the last couple weeks?
Yeah, when I go on stage, I'm like just so. Because
Really?
it's all good.
How were you at the Nunhead show?
I don't want to praise myself, but I was brilliant. I was
Did you talk about diabetes or uric acid?
Yes, I did all the common things.
Did you talk about other stuff as well?
Yes, I talked about climate change. I talked about how bad the NHS is, the royal family, and all that stuff. All the stuff that's going to bother people. I didn't mention Kate and Jerry McCann.
Ooh, well, there's progress.
Did you get a chance to look at the past week's videos of us doing this thing?
No. I have been very, very busy. I've been
This is
traveling for work. I have been working. I work full time. I don't do Lewis work. I do full time work.
Do you think that's nice? Do you think, you know what, people are going to see this and they're going to see you like taking the piss out of me?
I'm not taking the piss. I'm just stating a fact.
Do you know what happened?
You could say to me, Lisa, you don't go on GBNews, and I will say, yes, that's absolutely true.
But you still, you know what they say, when you want something done, you ask a busy person. You are a busy person.
So therefore I should do everything.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying here?
No, you should just look. You should just,
I am doing my stuff.
You can even
I'm
spend,
not asking for anything.
You can even spend 10 minutes and look at my nose. Is it really badly broken?
No. You just caught sight of yourself. That's the problem with video. You get distracted by the you.
Right. I just should look at you the entire time.
Yeah.
It's very easy to.
Yeah.
It's very easy to.
Yeah.
If I didn't look through your eyes into your brain and know what you're thinking.
I would one thing I would do is trim that eyebrow hair on that side.
How is it long? Yeah, that's what happens.
Guys get really long eyebrows, don't they?
They do. Yeah, I trim it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. I'm not born perfect.
Just damn near it.
I've become perfect. Anyway, so we basically covered everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing let me just tell you something.
Okay.
The world we're in right now is so bad, and what makes it bad.
I can tell you're spending a lot of time on Twitter because that's the view you would walk away with.
No, when I talk to people, it is the view. But I think the view is like the fact you don't want to spend any time on Twitter is
unpleasant.
Yeah. But that
people saying unpleasant things to each other. Why do I? That doesn't help me in my thinking.
No, because
it doesn't help. Sorry, my dog's
It isn't
in my day-to-day life. It's not informative in any way. People calling each other pedophiles. Why is that interesting?
It's not just that.
It's a lot of that.
It isn't.
This guy should die. This one should go to jail. This one, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of hyperbole in my view.
Here's
for a relatively small community of people.
Here's what happened. Do you remember when everybody watched TV? And now it's totally fragmented.
Yeah, I saw a movie like this recently that made the same case, saying there's nothing that the division isn't between this person, geography, it's time. You know, you're doing something in one moment, I'm doing another. We don't phone each other anymore. We text each other, which is asynchronous. You know, no one's moving together.
That's not what I was thinking.
Sounds like that's what you were saying.
No.
Sorry,
that is basically true, but that's not what I was thinking. What I was thinking is that the world used to be pretty much one place. Okay? Where everyone believed, right? And
we're shaped by the same set
of things,
information.
And even if my battery's running low, that's why I turned it off.
Yeah, that's why it's going dark. Anyway, finish on that thought because I have to go.
Hold on a second. What's going on here?
Up on that thought because one of us has to go.